How many batches of Rex? How many of Captain Rex? How about the Death Watch Mandalorian? How about all these releases for Star Wars Hot Toys in the fourth quarter? We're going to dive into that within this episode for sure. Also, how is all this affecting the secondary market? There are some insane twists and turns right now, which we're going to get into as well. And is it possible that we're going to have a shocker for Star Wars Hot Toys, whether it be just a tease or an official announcement during the fourth quarter? Look, I've got it brewing, baby, and let's dive into it right now. All right, and welcome everybody to another episode of the Market Value Chart Show right here at 6 Scale Cantina. And before we go ahead and dive into this episode, I will be live this coming Friday on Dante, the Man of Hot Collectibles show. This Friday, it is his turn. You don't want to miss that at 9 p.m. Eastern. Our shows the last several weeks on Friday evenings have been off the charts, and this Friday is going to be a tremendous one. Also, I will be live and raw this coming Monday, October 11th at 6 p.m. Eastern. And who will be on the panel for Live and Raw? Well, this time it'll be Live and Raw old school. It'll be me and all of you. So put that on your calendars. Old school, Live and Raw. I'll have it brewing. I'll have everything on tap, baby. So, let's go ahead and get right into this episode. We have a ton to discuss. And honestly, I am still completely, I'm like a kid in a candy shop with this Rex release. You would think it was, an official announcement or teaser that came out of nowhere. I knew this was coming out. You knew this was coming out. It just had that effect on me. And I can't wait to start seeing the reviews this week. I absolutely can't wait. My friend Dante from the Man of Hot Collectibles does such a great job on these reviews. I can't wait to see his, along with others within the community as well. And I really think that this is going to score very, very high between everybody. I mean, just looking at these pictures, wow. I mean, just look at that weathering. Wow, they absolutely nailed it. But you have to wonder just how many of these is Hot Toys producing. And for someone who's been in manufacturing for many, many years, I can tell you that sometimes when you know you're going to oversaturate with something at a particular season, that you're not going to overproduce. As a matter of fact, sometimes you underproduce because of it. And the reason why is there's only going to be so much of this, so much cash that's going to go around for a lot of releases that have to go out. You have to remember, for a lot of diehard Star Wars fans like myself, Rex is a character that we're really looking forward to. But you have to keep things in perspective. Captain Rex, this is not Din Djarin. I'll say it again. This is not the Mandalorian walking around with Baby Yoda and Grogu. This isn't a figure that's going to be produced in those numbers. And is it possible that my inside sources down in Hong Kong have told me that the production numbers are going to be from beginning to end low on Captain Rex in Hong Kong? And I say, yes. Look, get it out of your minds if you think that this is going to be anything close to the best car Mandalorian numbers. It simply is not going to be. And you have to wonder, does Hot Toys, when it comes to troopers without head sculpts, do they produce an over amount so people can troop build? Absolutely, of course they do that. But they're not doing that with this. And when you go ahead and take a look, and I'll pull this up onto the screen. This is going to sideshowcollectibles.com, sideshow.com. I have it sorted out. All Star Wars Hot Toys and just Star Wars Hot Toys. And best-selling. And you can see that already. Captain Rex is above Luke. And right next to the 501st Deluxe and non-deluxe. What does this mean? It means that there is going to be a lot of demand for this Captain Rex. What about supply? Supply is going to run out compared to the demand. You have to remember how Hot Toys looks at this, how someone like Howard Chan looks at this. A lot of us are stoked for Captain Rex. But Captain Rex does not have his own show on Disney+. None of the great-grandmas, great-grandpas, great-great-grandmas, great-great-grandpas, great-great-great-great-grandpas, distant relatives, and this one and that one are talking about Captain Rex. You tell them about Rex, they're going to say, what? Tyrannosaurus Rex? But if you tell them about Baby Yoda, everybody knows. Oh yeah, that Mandalorian show. Oh yeah, is the little baby going to be in season 3? That's all they're interested in. That's where the money is. That's where the big money is. You have to put that into account when you're looking at this. Also, when was the last time you sorted things out, Star Wars best-selling wise with Hot Toys, and saw non-head sculpted troopers, grunts, number 1 for how long already now? And rest assured, the people that are buying these troopers in abundance are going to get Captain Rex. And it's already selling for over $500 or around $500 when you go ahead and look in the secondary market. And you can see right here. And no matter what seller it is, around $4.95 here, already 6 sold, or $500, between $4.95 and $550, no matter what website, no matter what seller, no matter which way you cut and slice it, that they're selling these for in Hong Kong, or the secondary market, in the market overseas, to come over here. And you have to wonder, how many batches of this is Hot Toys going to produce? And my insider information is telling me that it's not going to be very much at all. And one of the things that you have to realize when it comes to this Captain Rex and how highly sought after this figure is right now is the fact that they're just not going to make as many of these as you would automatically think. It's not that type of character right now that is going to be produced in the mass numbers. I love Rex. Many of you love Rex. I've been dying to get Rex. Many of you, not all of you, but many of you have been dying to get Rex. But again, bringing up the Grogu point and the Din Djarin point, it is not that. And there is no way on planet Earth that Howard Chan and Hot Toys are going to be producing these in those type of numbers. Now, what about the Clone Wars Ahsoka? And what about the Clone Wars Darth Maul? And what about the Clone Wars Anakin Skywalker? And what about this figure and that figure, so on and so forth? My goodness, you're going to be getting Ahsoka coming out here very, very shortly, as you can see on the screen. You're going to be getting Lando Calrissian, which you would think they're going to produce a lot of an original trilogy figure. But it's not going to be anywhere near the numbers of the 40th anniversary of Darth Vader or the deluxe Boba Fett. As in a matter of fact, I am getting word that this is a limited run. Digest that for a minute when you look at how the OT figures are doing in the secondary market. Okay, just let that digest in. How many of these do you think they're going to make? 40,000 for the America and Europe, like the Beskar Mandalorian, Clone Wars Maul. How about this? How many do you think they're going to make? As much as the Biker Scout? Who's more popular, Anakin or the Mandalorian Scout Trooper and Bike? When people put 2 and 2 together, that this is the Anakin that they can get that's not $800, probably this. That doesn't matter about the blue outfit, trust me. It's going to matter about the difference in $500-600. That's what it's going to matter. How many do you think they're going to make of this? 40,000? The point is, when you look at this from a manufacturing perspective and from a logic perspective, they are coming out with a lot this quarter. And they're going to be coming out with a lot of figures during a lot of quarters because that's just where Star Wars is right now. There are a ton more Marvel figures than there are Star Wars figures. And Star Wars will catch up to where Marvel is. But they're not going to produce some of these figures in the quantities that you're thinking that they're going to. Because something has got to give. There are a few figures that I am not going to get now because of some of these early releases that I thought were going to come out sometime in 2022. I had it budgeted, I had it allocated. But it did get me to think. Some of these figures I was going to get, for me personally, I was really just getting to get. I mean, it's Star Wars. I want all the Star Wars Hot Toys, right? But I don't get all the Star Wars Hot Toys. I don't have one grunt trooper in my collection for Hot Toys. I have it in other collections, plenty of them, lots of troopers. But not with Hot Toys. It's not that I don't want them. It's just that I have to, pick and choose what I'm going to get where. And with some of these releases that have come out early, that's what I have to do as well. But then I got to realize that, this is really not what I really wanted anyway. It wasn't getting my heart rate up. I was just getting it to get it. Now you're giving me more selection. And go ahead and listen to my show, the Aries Tarrington Show, new show. It started off as the Star Wars show, the Star Wars talk show, and I've changed the name to the Aries Tarrington Show. And the video that's up this week with me and Dante, check that out because I dive into all of this. Him and I get into all of this with that. But going back to what we're talking about here, Hot Toys knows this as well as a manufacturer. And unless it's a big release like The Mandalorian or Luke or one of those big characters right now, it's not going to be produced in the numbers that you're thinking to kind of compensate for people picking and choosing what they're going to get. So you have to put this all into account. But when you look at Captain Rex and what's going on with Cody in the secondary market, and what's going on with Rex in the secondary market, while it just came on the market, people are choosing, many collectors, not all of them, to get Rex. And Rex is going to be quick gone in a hurry. Take my word for it. If you're looking to get Captain Rex and you're just waiting for it to get into stock, and you're thinking it's going to sit in there for the 3.5 months like Cody, and Cody had no support with the 212 or an airborne trooper or anything sitting up there, up at the top with it, or anywhere on this list with it. You've got 251sts, number 1 and number 2 over everything, even Mandalorian stuff. How long is Rex going to last? He's not going to last long because the numbers are not going to be as high as you think, and the demand is very, very high. And as I've mentioned many times before, as soon as this hits waitlist, the moment it hits waitlist, it will absolutely be a $400 tier range figure off the bat. Let's go take a look at what's going on with Cody. You can see here with Commander Cody, just back from September 30th, right when this was happening, you're starting to see prices like $516, which is absolutely insanity, outrageous. And you're seeing prices with Cody that are just $430 just the other day with this figure, with free shipping, but not including taxes. And you could take a look at Cody even before this all happened, even when something was damaged. Damage and glued on parts, $345, near $350. Wow. Absolutely crazy. And let's go ahead and go to 6scalecantina.com. And let's actually go to the biggest movers section first, because there's a lot of crazy stuff, and you could see right up in here, recent biggest movers, updated on October 3rd. You see Rey, you see Cody, you see a lot here, and we're going to get into some of these. But you can see Cody. Cody's on the move. And let's go to the market value chart and see exactly where Commander Cody is sitting. And I'll go here right in that little search box, type in Cody, see what it comes up with. And he's trended up more. And right now, $418 now, and rising. And you have to wonder, is it possible that this Cody can breach the $450, the mid $400 tier range before Rex even start shipping here to the States and Europe? And I say yes. Look, someone brought this up on the live show just from this past Friday, that this figure could be $500 tier range figure before Rex even gets in stock or gets to Europe and the US at Sideshow. And I do think that it's possible that that could happen. And when Rex hits waitlist, is he just going to be like the Remnant Trooper or the Incinerator Trooper and be able to get that around $275, $325 while Cody's at $450 or $500? No. They're going to work hand in hand. They're going to work in tandem. And that is the formula you're seeing right now with this Captain Rex. I'm telling you right now, going back to Rex, they are not making as many of these as you think. And if you're banking on that, you're banking on the wrong thing. Let's go back to the biggest mover section. Let's see what else is going on. So how is this affecting Rey? Not Rey's now breached the $300 tier range. I already told you that this is a future grail. In the upcoming years to come, this is going to have an effect like the Jyn Erso within the secondary market. That's what you're going to see with this Rey. This head sculpt is out of this world. And Rey just continues to sell in the $300 tier range more than the upper $200 tier range. Can you still get Rey $270 or so? Sure, you can find them, but it's becoming fewer and farther between. And it's more and more happening in the 300s. Which is why I can tell you, it is listed right there, that the big news here is that this Rey from The Rise of Skywalker has officially breached the $300 tier range. Wow, a Rey figure. Go figure. No pun intended. Yeah. You know, when you look, you could look at these all day long. I'll pull up some data. Rey, 305, very good seller. Hawk Wars Toys, almost 1,200 feedback, all 100% positive. Best offer accepted, usually around $300, $5, $10, $300. All day long, Rey is selling $300. Here's another one. $300 just from the other day. From another great seller. Cybermix. Over 11,000 feedback. All 100% positive. Rey just continues to sell. Going back, let's go up to another Rey. Here's Rey back from September 22nd. $310. Wow. Let's look at another Rey head sculpt. I brought one of these up in a previous show. Let's go to another one. See if I could find one here. Yes, let's pull this one up. Just her head sculpt alone. $100. Back from October 3rd. Are you kidding me? Wow. So there was demand for this figure. And the demand, because the demand has always been there, even during the bad Black Cloud times, there was a demand for Rey, the Last Jedi figure, and a demand for Rey and the BB-8 set. And now that the Black Clouds have moved away for the majority anyway, looking to move on, this figure is just going to, as years go by, it is going to surpass all of those. And when you go to 6scalecantina.com, and let's go back to the market value chart, and let's type in Rey. And let's just see for ourselves exactly where the market value chart says that Rey and Dio is sitting. Right here. Last one, I'll highlight it. Now has hit the $300 tier range and rising. If you wanted a Rey, and you just missed out on it, look right now, because you could probably still get it around 270 sometimes. But it's getting a little bit fewer and farther between. It's mostly over 300. It may be the time, because there's going to come a time where it's just not going to be at that price. Let's go ahead and go back to the biggest mover section. And let's look at some very interesting things that are going on within the secondary market. And look at that, the Remnant Trooper. So some figures, and these troopers have been interesting. Honestly, the Remnant Trooper went on the secondary market strong, dipped down. Then the Remnant Trooper went up again, went down. Then it recently went up again, and it's going back down. And you're seeing that with the Incinerator Trooper has been low and really hasn't gained traction up. You've seen the same thing, though, with the Death Trooper from the Mandalorian as well. So very, very interesting there. Pulling up, just to get some recent data on the Remnant Trooper for you. And you could go ahead and look back. Still selling really strong, $280. Only 5 bids. Really, really good feedback. All 100% over 700. Not including the shipping and not including taxes. But just, not a whole lot of demand right at the moment for the Remnant Trooper. As a matter of fact, with a lot of these troopers, another one that is going down right now, trending down, here's the Space Trooper from the original trilogy. And trending down, not open, brand new, $228, not including the $25 in shipping, not including taxes. Another great seller, almost 700. All 100% positive feedback. And you have to wonder what's going on with some of these troopers. And I think at the end of the day, there's certain priorities right now. And certainly the way those 501st are selling, and Coruscant Guard is certainly a priority there. And I think that you also have the Stormtrooper Commander that's coming out from the Mandalorian that can not only just be for the Mandalorian, but you can use it for the original trilogy. You also got the Artillery Trooper that's coming out. You got a lot of figures that are coming out. And I think for some of these other figures, it may affect them a little bit in the interim. Very, very interesting. Let's go back to the biggest mover section and see what else is going on. Because you got some figures trending down like this. You also have some figures that are trending up, though. That have nothing to do with the Clone Wars, nothing to do with the Mandalorian. So you saw that there. Rey on the rise, Commander Cody on the rise, Remnant Trooper on the decline, Yoda Attack of the Clones. It continues to rise. Wow. There's interest in the prequels era right now. And that, pulling something up over here. Remember, this is a reissue. This is a reissue. And I spoke about this a lot. And you're also seeing this with the 40th anniversary of Vader, and I'll pull this up. But you can see back here from September 26th, $355. Great feedback, great seller. Not including the shipping, not including the taxes, like $400 for an Attack of the Clone Yoda. When you go to the market value chart, let's type in Yoda and let's see exactly where this Attack of the Clones, this prequels version of Yoda, is sitting. And right now on the rise, $348 and trending up. Wow. So it went up a few bucks. Very, very interesting indeed. Let's take a look at some other interesting things here in the biggest movers section from the past couple of weeks. And wow, you take a look at that. We've talked about Kylo. That Kylo, the Last Jedi, is showing signs of going down even more. Warned you about that one. But Leia from The Last Jedi going up. And you got Leia from Endor going up as well. You can take a look at this list. You got the Jawan Gonk droid going up. Darth Vader, the Empire Strikes Back 40th, is starting to catch a lot of traction right now. Is it possible that Darth Vader Empire Strikes Back 40th is going to be a $400 tier range figure sometime over the next year? And I say yes. Look, it's going right back where it was, even with a reissue, just like with the Attack of the Clones Yoda. And we spoke about this some months ago, and it's coming to pass. But the other thing I was telling you to keep an eye on was the Han and Luke troopers. And look on the biggest movers section. More OT figures. Harrison Ford as Han Solo in the Stormtrooper outfit from A New Hope, trending up big, and Luke with that head sculpt from the A New Hope, the one they use in A Farm Boy in this, trending up. And when you go ahead and take a look at some data for this, and let me see what I can pull up over here. Let's see if I have. Here we go. And you can look right here, just back from the end of September, with 34 bids. A seller that almost has 11,000 feedback. And no negative, 100%. $502 with 34 bids, not including the $20 in shipping. Not including the taxes. And even when you go ahead, I'll pull up Luke everything, because this one is going up as well. And all day long, the best you're going to get Luke, Stormtrooper, is $500, and you might get it for $4.99 overseas. Then you got to pay, and then you're waiting for that from overseas. But this is where it's going all day, and forget about the Han, because the Han is like 900 when you pull up these listings and continues to rise up. And let's just take a look at the market value chart at exactly where Luke and Han Trooper is at right now on the secondary market price. First, I'll type in the Luke since we were just there. Luke Storm. Let's see if that comes up. I just put in ST. Luke Stormtrooper. You see here on the bottom, MMS 304. 400 has just hit the $400 tier range and trending up. So another tier range breaker, and from the OT, $400 and rising. How about Han? Han Stormtrooper. Look at that. $460 and trending up. Wow. And now I'm just putting in Han, regular Han. You get all the Hans that come up. Wow. And is it possible that this Han Stormtrooper is going to meet the Han Solo A New Hope one at 502? And I say yes. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. That's where they're sitting. Let's go back to the biggest movers section. Let's see what else is shaking. Han Solo from the Solo movie, the deluxe version, is starting to catch steam and has been for a while. And pulling that up onto the screen. Let's see if I can come up with and show a Han Solo, if I have one here. I think this is it here. Back from September 25th, $275. 22 bids. Almost 1,300 feedback, all positive. Not including shipping. not including taxes. Paying $315, $325 for this figure. Deluxe Han Solo. Not a surprise to me. Let's go ahead and take a look at exactly where that's sitting. Pull up Han again, but we're just there. Remember, pull it up again. Han. Han Deluxe Solo. $273 and trending up. Wow. Absolute wow. Let's go back to the biggest movers. Let's look at the last couple here I want to speak to. K2SO right now is fetching those super high prices, a little bit down if you consider low $500 tier range down. Same thing with the Shore Trooper. You know, they just aren't fetching right now between $600-700. Showing signs of the Emperor Deluxe with that right now too. There are ebbs and flows. You know, right now, if you're looking for an Emperor with the throne, more times than not, it's selling in the $500 tier range versus the $600-700 tier range. So you may want to go ahead and take a look at that. Still waiting for more data on that, but that's what I'm seeing with that figure. And I don't think it's going to last for long, but that's what happens. You know, we've already talked about Luke Skywalker. You know, here's a very interesting thing about Luke. Darth Maul going up. The Jawa Gonk Droid going up. Leia Endor going up. Forget about Obi-Wan and New Hope. You kidding? That Alec Guinness head sculpt? Same thing with Tarkin. Darth Vader, Empire Strikes Back 40th. It's catching fire right now. This is, I can tell you right now, it has trended up to the $360 tier range on the market value chart. This Darth Vader 40th and rising. Is it possible that this is going to hit the 400 like I said before? Yes. Let's talk real quick before we get into the last portion of the show about Luke. What I'm seeing here is the Luke regular Jedi Master, Return of the Jedi, is actually showing signs of trending down. But the Luke Endor, and especially the Luke Endor Deluxe, is going back up again and showing signs of going up. And even when you pull up that Luke Endor Deluxe, and, you know, I could just pull up, forget it, when you pull that Luke Endor Deluxe, it's anywhere from $700 to $1,000 for this set, for the Luke Endor Deluxe, okay? But let me just pull up a listing, okay? $738. Look, what's happening here? And I don't know if it's because of the fat suit in the Return of the Jedi version, or the fact of, hey, you know, they're coming out now with the Snowspeeder pilot Luke. They're coming out probably with the Bespin Luke. They're going to come out, you know, with the Luke from the Mandalorian. And I think what you're seeing here and what you're going to see is the making of a Grail. And I think the Grail out of all those Return of the Jedi Lukes is the Luke Endor Deluxe set. That is becoming a Grail. And that is going to be the big one for a Luke Return of the Jedi figure in the long, long haul. That's my call on that particular figure. All right. Let's get into a couple things here. While you're coming out with product, and you're going to be limiting some of those runs so that while the market is oversaturated, you're actually able to sell out of some merchandise without it sitting there for 10,000 years. What exactly is going to be coming out here? And, you know, one of the big things that I want to show here, and I'll pull this up onto the screen. Let me just go back to sideshow.com, go to the bestsellers. Let me pull this all up on the screen so we can talk through a couple things here. What is going to be the surprise announcements? I got 72 per page, so this should be able to come up. This shouldn't be a surprise because I've been calling this for a while, and then they went ahead and they teased it. And I remember when I was bringing this up, it was crazy. Not so crazy. They teased it. And what you're looking at here is a con exclusive, some type of exclusive. That's what they're going to do with this. And they're making the Boba Fett 2-pack, and they're coming out with it early for the Book of Boba Fett series. And you're going to have this Cobb Vanth come out in a very, very limited run. And they're going to do it around the same time. And it's going to be a very short order on this figure. You heard it here at 6 scale Cantina. This is going to be coming very, very quickly. And it's going to be a very short run. See if I can go back and how quick this will load while I'm recording this here. And let's look at some other ones that I think is going to happen very, very quickly. Okay, so the last two here. You see Fennec. Fennec is coming. If you're an insider exclusive, you've already seen my expanded analysis on Fennec Shand. This is coming this year. And it's coming before the Book of Boba Fett. But what about that Obi-Wan? With all the hype on the Clone Wars right now, and the 501st, and the Coruscant Guard, and Rex, and Ahsoka, and Maul, and Anakin. Not a year down the road with all the other content. Not 2 years down the road. Now is the time. And is it possible that this could be a figure like the Armor that could come out and we're not waiting a year and a half, 2 years for? And I think it is possible. While a half of me says, oh, it's going to be about the same time as usual, there's a part of me that thinks that they can whoop this on us and it can be out as quick as the Armor was. Keep that in mind. That's all I got for right now. No phone calls from the Hot Toys Wizard. But I got more coming up this week, so we'll see. Please go ahead and hit that like button if you enjoyed the content. And please go ahead and subscribe to 6 Scale Cantina. I so very much appreciate your support. We're getting close to 2,000 subscribers, so hit it. Smash that subscribe. Again, much appreciate your support. And if you like what you heard here today, and you would like some expanded analysis, some heightened thoughts, some crazy unboxings, would you like to see the Hot Toys Wizard? I'll go ahead and show you a preview right now. Because it doesn't have the helmet on, and not the helmet, doesn't have the whole outfit on, really, I don't necessarily believe it's computing. And I think that some collectors are going to skip out on it for very good reasons. But at the end of the day, when a year passes, when 2 years pass, when 3 years pass, it's going to hit everybody that that's a Boba Fett version that you can't get. Ahsoka Tano is from The Mandalorian, but Grogu is going to come out. No, that's not going to come out this year. It's not going to, may not even come out the next year. They got to wait till it gets close to the Ahsoka series. No, they don't. They were going to come out with it this year, and they did. Back in May. Oh, they're not going to come out with Boba and the Throne. Yes, they are. And they did. Oh, now they're not going to come out with Fennec. Yes, they will. Look. I'm telling you right now.
And where does Eddie's? Where does Darth Jedi? Eddie's Tarrington, look. I sent him away. He always asks me so many questions about all these Hot Toys. Will you see me again? You have to wonder.
Oh my! And is my midi-chlorian count right now climbing off the charts, baby? Let's dive into it right now. So you have to wonder: is it possible? Along with an exclusive panel member with me here today, Got little Grogu right here. He's kind of in a trance right now, because every time I speak, he just kind of stops and listens. Anyway, I almost spilled another cup of coffee, baby. Let's dive into it right now. And I say yes. Wow. Wow, I'm pumped up, baby. I'm going to spill some coffee here. All right, listen. Last question. Is it possible that sometime in the future, no matter how distant it is, that Hot Toys will officially announce and shock us and awe us and make Dark Jedi Ares look so, amazing? Are they going to officially announce Bail Organa? What say you, Wizard? Hot Toys Wizard, what's going on? Everyone's trying to talk about Bespin Luke. But we already know about that. But we already know. Okay, that's good. Yeah. But what about... He hung up on me. All right. Well, I hope you liked that preview. And if that's something you think you might be interested in, click that little join button in my channel. See what it comes with. And if it's something that interests you, you may want to consider becoming a Cantina Insider. Follow me on social media. I always use Instagram. Sometimes I show bits of my collection. And a lot of times I use it to let you know when I'm going live, an impromptu live. Or when my shows are coming out. Instagram. In the video description. Facebook. Another place. We all talk about these videos here. It's a great community. In the description. All social media I participate in the description. Remember, many of the truths we cling to depend greatly on our own point of view. Stay thirsty, my friends.